Running? Okay. Hi guys, Blake and Levi here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Tuesday, September the 1st, and this is the one cast. Today we boated up here. I am just a little bit below Andy Williams' house. We've had cloud cover all day, fog on the lake all day. Kind of nice and cool, maybe, I don't know, maybe 80 degrees. Hey, Levi, before you cast that out there, we got to let the boat get drifting, and will you bring it over here and show them what you're using? So, Levi today, go ahead and hand me the line there. He is using a spin cast rod, one of the Lilley's 6'6" medium light action with a medium light with a fast action tip. Presidential Fluger reel, 4-pound line. He's got a, scoot that back, drift rig here, Carolina style. Got a snap swivel with a 1/4 ounce weight. They're running 3 units of water. Barrel swivel. Then we've got 6 foot of leader with a size 12 spiky gray scud on a 200R hook, and followed by a Cerise Cerise San Juan worm. I haven't used the Cerise San Juan worm, but I do know that whenever you have cloudy conditions, at least what I've noticed, when you have cloudy conditions and faster water, those bigger Cerise or red San Juan worms seem to work pretty good. So I'm gonna have him try one of those. It's been a month or two since I had one of those on the line. And today I am using my fly rod, 5 weight. I've got probably about 14 foot a leader total available here to use. They are running 3 units, like I said, so I want to make sure I leave myself enough room to be able to extend that out. But I'm going to be using a size 12 rainbow scud with a red San Juan worm. Like I said, the red or the Cerise both work pretty good, especially on cloudier days. And I'm gonna start mine off at about 10 or 11 foot of leader. I've got a big carrot float on. It's going to help me keep that keep the bounce and be able to see it, because I've got a pretty significant size split shot on there, which is what you have to do when the water's running this fast. Just going to pull this up to into my rod. I know my rod's 9 foot, so it's a couple foot past there. When I'm drifting this, I want that weight to be bouncing on the bottom, and I've got the San Juan worm on down about 12 inches under the weight, and then the scud underneath that. So I have to account for that 2 foot that's there in order to get the weight to the bottom. So that's why I need so much leader down. And we're going to start drifting here. Take us off a spot lock. There's quite a bit of crud in the water still. They turned the 3 units on at 3 o'clock, so most of it should be getting out of the water soon. You want to wait till the boat's drifting at speed, Levi. And we're gonna see how our luck is. Looks like the sun's making its first appearance of the day. I was honestly kind of hoping that would stay behind the clouds. And it is also burning off my fog. Go ahead and cast off the other side of the boat, Levi. You can go ahead and cast off the other side of the boat. What you're going to do is you're going to cast upstream and let that thing drag. But you want to make sure you cast upstream. Whenever you cast it out, open the bail and let a little extra line out after your cast lands. Hoping that my mic is working fine today. I've had some technical difficulties with it the last couple days. And I'm gonna get my first cast out there now that the boat's drifting. There we go. Let's see. Today was probably one of the slowest days I've seen on Taneycomo so far. I'm only seeing just less than a handful of boats out, maybe 6 total. And I think 4 of them came from our dock this afternoon. So really slow out here today. I imagine the stormy weather kind of scared people away, but it really hasn't rained that hard. So what Levi's looking for in the back is for a consistent bounce. A bounce that's just kind of every 1 or 2 seconds you can feel it hitting the bottom. You getting that? Okay. And what I'm looking for is to see my indicator getting kind of just lightly ticked, because that will signify that the weight is hitting the bottom like I want it to be. Actually have not seen my indicator tick yet, so I might have to extend the depth a little bit more. I do know, however, that we're coming up on a flat here soon. Right before the golf course, it shallows up significantly, and so I might be able to just leave it where it's at, and I should be hitting the bottom soon across that flat. I haven't really gotten any fishing reports today. Like I said, I closed the dock today, so I wasn't here this morning, but we didn't really send out any boats this morning. So I haven't got to talk to anybody. And all the guides were done by the time I got into work, so I am starting to see my indicator ticking the bottom. That's what I'd be looking for. Anytime they turn the water on or they turn the water up like they did 30 or 40 minutes ago, it picks up and kicks up a lot of moss and stuff, especially the stuff that's been drying on the bank because the water was off. It gets kicked back into the water. So it's pretty typical that you're going to need to pull your bait in and check it every couple of minutes to make sure that you're not picking up moss on the end of your line or your lure. I'm actually going to pick mine up right now because I feel like I have moss, and I sure do. Now this moss actually wasn't on any of my lures, but it was attached to my weight, so it was keeping it from ticking letting the lures come up behind kind of float up from behind it. So even though the lures didn't have moss on them, it was still affecting the way that my bait was working. Okay. There we go. And so I decided to go with the middle of the lake today. There's this flat that I was just telling you about that just started. So the flat goes towards the bluff, and then somewhere right here in the middle, it kind of starts to angle down into the channel. And a lot of the time, especially in the middle of the day, the fish will go for that deeper water, kind of where that channel starts. And so that's where I'm trying to keep us fishing. Levi, you might want to reel that in and check it for moss, buddy. I thought I had waited long enough to let all the junk and moss and stuff kind of clear out of the water, but it is possible that maybe they turned on a little more than they said they were going to on the schedule here. The lake still kind of looks a little shallow to me. I know yesterday me and Dwayne were talking about last year there was a time when one of the baffles down at Power Site Dam broke. And even with water running, it was still shallower than it should have been. And it almost seems the exact same way it was last year when that happened. So that's going to cause the water to run out a little faster when they are running water, number one. And the lake won't reach normal depths, like 3 units. The bank should be a little bit higher than it is right now. Probably at least a foot higher. So even though they're running 3 units, it might actually be, the water speed might be a little faster than a normal 3 units if that baffle is broken down there. Did you have some moss on that? Well, I had my cloudy day lures planned out for this one cast, and of course the sun decided to wreck my party here. Hey, there's a fishy. He hit that pretty hard. I've been so used to him just barely ticking the lure that I was not ready to see my bobber go all the way under the water there. Honestly thought I was hung up on the bottom. And he did take the red San Juan worm. I have a theory, I'm not sure if it's true, but I think that there's some type of little worm in the water, or maybe it comes out of the bank, that has like a reddish tint to it. And I think that whenever it rains, they get pushed into the water. Just a theory. And I think that's why they bite those. Will you take those fishing rods out of that net?
I will.
Oh, and Levi's got a fish on. We're doubled up. Alright, mine's in the net. Oh, he about got me hooked. Calm down, little buddy. What lure did you bite on yours? Okay. So there's my little guy. And it looks like Levi's fish may have also taken the cerise worm. Pull him in here real quick. Oh yeah. Alright. Oh. Oh, come on, buddy. He's not liking me. And he just tangled all my line and your line. Oh my. Pretty rainy here. Oh my. He's really got that line tangled around him there. There we go. Alright. I'm going to spot lock the boat. I don't want to lose ground here. We've both got some good tangles going on. Okay, you're untangled now.
Thank you.
Get myself untangled. All right, don't cast out yet. Okay, all right, well that was exciting. I could not hold on to a fish today to save my life. So, looks like both the cerise San Juan worm and the red San Juan worm might be a good way to go today. And I know that I've been out here and used the red San Juan worm and the cerise on sunny days, so it's not to say that they only work on cloudy days or rainy days, but I have had better luck with them on those types of days. All right, let's try that again. So this, you know, you can do these both ways. Just like Levi has it on his rod, dragging it with a drift rig or underneath an indicator. I think that whenever you need to use this much line, you need at least a 9-foot rod. Oh no, what am I hooked on? Am I? You got another fish, Levi? Sounds to me like you might be hung up. I've got a couple jig rods sitting back there. And when you're dragging stuff out here, that is just part of the game. Can't get away from it. You're gonna lose some flies on the bottom. I like to on that Carolina rig on the other side of the barrel swivel, I put smaller lines, so I had 5X tippet attached. Now sometimes it breaks at the weight and you can't help it, but if you put the smaller line on the other side of the barrel swivel, your leader line smaller just a little bit, sometimes it'll just break the flies off and you'll keep your weight set up in your swivel, and that makes it a little quicker to get rigged back up. Oh, I've got a good one. I'm gonna have to chase this fish. I thought for a second I was hung up on the bottom, but I definitely have a fish on. I'm going to attempt to drag him out here in the middle. We are right in the narrows right now, and there's a lot of trees over there. Whenever you hook a big fish, they sure do like to run for them trees. So if I can ever help it, I try to pull my boat out as far away from the trees as possible. Oh, he's running right towards the boat now. And he goes again. Levi, buddy, I might need you to net this one for me. Go ahead and point the camera towards this side of the boat as well, please. Well, he's not quite as big as I thought he was. Go ahead and hold him over the water there. I'm going to take him off in the water this time. Maybe. And he also took, pull it up a little bit for me. He also took the red San Juan worm.
Pull up some rainbow.
Alright, nice pretty rainbow. He was hooked on the bottom side of his jaw, which is the reason he took off running like that. I was able to bully me around. Yes, please. Now, Levi, when we go by the front side of this island, cast over here in the shallow water coming off that log. This is one of my more favorite spots on the lake, though it's pretty hard to choose. I'll tell you what, that fly line will find its way around every single thing in the boat. So I'm gonna pull this back up real quick. I think maybe I had some moss dangling there, which I do. Okay. There we go. Well, I think we got another couple more cloudy, potential rainy days in the forecast this week. So if you're gonna be out here, or you're already out here, at least with the water running, it would seem that the worms, San Juan worms, red cerise. I know that I've talked to a lot of people that use the root beer San Juan worm, and it seems to do pretty good. I would certainly try dragging some San Juan worms once the water comes on. planning on taking some buddies out night fishing tonight. Well, if I do the one cast tomorrow, I'll let you know how that goes. And I think we'll go for just a couple more minutes and call it a day. And you don't have to just use these in the trophy area. These San Juan worms do work. I've had a lot of luck with them, fishing them from Fall Creek to Short Creek as well. So there's something else you can try outside of the trophy area. And we're actually just getting ready to drift down into out of the trophy area, I should say. Feels like I've got some moss again here, but maybe not. The other day when Ryan and I were coming up here to do the one cast, we were driving past the spot we're in right now, which is just right across from the mouth of Fall Creek, and we saw hundreds of trout. That was when the water was turned off. I'm sure they've congregated in other spots now that the water's running, but there was quite a few, all just piled up right here in this spot across from the creek. Oh, there was one right there. Dang it. As soon as I looked away. There's another one. So now that the water's running, I know I've told you guys in the last few days that you want that 2-pound test, the 6Xs, the 7X tippets. But when the water's moving 3 units, you don't have to go that small. They can't see it that well when the water's moving fast. So you can go back down to your, or go back up to your 5Xs. And you get less break-offs that way. There's another one there. Alright, well I can't end it there. Last cast rules would dictate that if I catch a fish, I get another cast. And Levi's got a fish on the jig. Which jig did you pick up, Levi?
Black or sculpin and orange.
Levi picked up a rod I had in the back that had a sculpin and orange jig on. And I think it was a 3/32 ounce jig. Really pretty spots on that one. And we are working the left side, west side bank, right across from Fall Creek Marina right now. Sometimes it's pretty shallow, but with the 3 units of water running, sometimes those fish will move up over here. The water moves a little bit slower because of the eddy created by the bend here and created by the island up there. So when the water's moving faster, this is a bank that I like to concentrate on, whether it's jigging or jerk baiting or fly fishing. Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna call it a day there, guys. Thanks for watching. Looks like a variety of things we're working today. And there's a few things you can try when you're out here. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, guys. All right, as soon as I turned the video off here, Levi hooked into another fish with that orange and sculpin jig, so thought we'd give that one a camera shot there. All right, thanks, guys.